Hey, yo, bruh. UFC 254. Let me just start by saying this. Amazing main event. It definitely delivered. Fight Island, right? UFC 254, Fight Island, or what was it? Fight Island 2, I guess. That's what they're calling it. But
Something like that.
the whole event, let's just keep it real. From early prelims to the prelims to the main card, it was packed. And some of them actually, I didn't even know who the fuck they were, but they came and delivered an amazing performance, man. Let's jump right into it. UFC 254 early prelims got kicked off by this new guy from Spain, Joel Alvarez versus Alexander Yakovlev. This motherfucker came with
Mhm.
experience, right? Yakovlev came with, I guess, I'm not sure, like, what was his last fight, but it's like he has a record of 24-10, and Joel, however you fucking want to call his name Alvarez, is 18-2. So not bad, right? But I guess he's new in the UFC. Beautiful
Mhm.
submission. I'm just gonna say, bro.
What
I
was it? Was it a rear naked choke or like
It was a choke.
guillotine?
It
Because I
was
don't
a choke.
remember
I think.
the fight.
I think it was a choke, bro.
Mm. But
Um,
I don't think like they're trying to push him as like the guy from Spain. But I think they already have a fighter in light heavyweight or heavyweight from Spain representing Spain. But I guess because he's in the lighter division or something, they're
I'm
pushing
not
him.
sure,
But
bro. Like honestly, it's the first time I've actually
he's
seen him, but
he's
he
in
does
Spain.
have a record of 18-2. I'm not sure what his
Is
year.
is this his debut? Was this his debut?
Probably because he's opening for the early prelims. I'm
Mm.
thinking he should be, but I remember he caught him with a choke, if I'm not mistaken, because the guy was like laid up, right? And all I remember is Alvarez going or Yoel going over him and saying, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?" But he got the submission on him, right? He rocked him when it went down to the ground. Alvarez came to play and he secured that submission and got the win over him, right? And I didn't really see a lot of Yakovlev or whatever his name is, Yakovlev, um,
Russian.
Russian, yeah.
Russian.
But Alvarez seems to be a promising prospect, to be honest. Like the way he even did the interview, I see how he handled himself. He's let's see, the lightweight division is packed, anyways. So you got a lot of fucking a lot of work to do. But that was the
Absolutely.
opener of the prelim, right? And then, oh, bro, it was followed by this fight that I was like, I didn't even expect that shit was gonna end up like that. What's her name? Liana Jojua. Yeah, Liana Jojua
Mm.
versus Miranda Maverick. And Miranda Maverick comes at 10-2 of a professional MMA record, and she 8-4 for
Mm.
Liana. Bro, where is she from? Georgia or Georgian or something like that?
Georgia, Georgia, yeah, the
Bro,
Marab from Marab's country and all of them.
what do you think
Georgia.
about that beautiful? I'm gonna say stoppage, but it's a stoppage, but that beautiful elbow. Was it a
It, wa-
stepping elbow?
it was like a step up, but it kind of like it wasn't. I think she aimed for her forehead, but it landed on the nose. And bro, like I think the referee was like it wasn't a right decision to stop the fight because although when he said stop the fight and she was like no come on
No, no,
no
don't
she was
stop the
like
fight. Oh my god.
and
I'm not
blood and blood was pouring, but like they could have just put some Vaseline, bro. You had worse cuts. You had Nate Diaz
Oh yeah.
eyebrows hanging. Like you got worse cuts before. Like why
I
couldn't you
think
just
it's
let the
the I
fight?
think it's the condition and the way it actually got cracked. Because if you see, it's not just a basic cut. It wasn't a slice cut to the nose where it's superficial. No, that was a broken nose, and it was so
Absolutely.
fucking severely damaged that the bleeding didn't stop, bro. They put that shit when she went back to her corner. They put that little cotton. The cut man tried to stop the bleeding. As soon as he cleaned her up and removed that shit, started leaking like a faucet immediately, and that's when they called in the doctor, man. But you saw like she was. You got to give it up to Jojua. She was a soldier. She looked at them. She's like, I'm good. When the doctor asked her, she's I'm good. And the guy, I think they asked another official that was outside of the octagon, and he told her turn, like he wanted to see her face. As soon as she turned, her fucking face started bleeding again. This motherfucker was like, no, fuck that shit.
That's it.
Because she was even like trying to have it like stabilized. But fuck that shit, man. She got her nose busted up. But it's an unfortunate stoppage, but an amazing performance by Maverick, bro. Miranda Maverick came to play. She has the technique, the striking. And I feel like Joshua was, they were both grapplers, if I'm not mistaken. Right? They got grapplers.
I think Jojo is more of a striker, and
Okay.
Maverick is I think she's wrestling based, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but she was saying, like, what I caught the interview, Maverick was saying that, oh, they didn't see my striking. I showed that I can strike as well too. So I just I thought that she was. I never followed her, but I bet you.
She's young. Like this is her debut, and she's young. She's like 23, and she's kind of realistic with it. She's saying, I think it's gonna take 2 years or like at least 2 years to then fight Valentina. I want to fight Valentina. I'm like, slow your roll. that's an assassin. She's gonna on the brakes. Exactly. Like, that's an assassin. I don't care.
No, but amazing early prelims, right? And it segued us immediately into the prelims of this particular UFC 54 or 254 pay-per-view and the opener. The opener bout was a light heavyweight bout. Jung Dong Sung, is that his name? Or Jung Da-un versus Sam Alvey
or something.
Our boy, shout out to Sam Alvey. He liked our shit on Instagram. You know, I'm hyped on anybody that liked our shit. Shout out to Smiling Sam Alvey. But, yo, that was a disappointing motherfucking fight, man.
Honestly, nah, bro, it was back and forth. It wasn't like a straight up war, but it was a good.
Yeah, but I'm saying disappointing decision, like in general.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they it was like a split draw.
Yeah, it was a draw.
I think it was a split draw, and Sam Alvey didn't have any problems with it, but I think Jun or whatever his name is, like he kind of protested. He was like, yeah, I was like, what happened?
What do you mean? Sam Alvey, first of all, Sam Alvey did a great job of rolling with most of his punches, right? The or how Jung, right? However we want to call him. My bad, my G. But Jung came in. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I ain't Korean, my G, but, you know, I'm going to try my best. Jung Da-un.
You butchered his name.
Yeah, man. Jung came in. That's what we're going to keep it as, bro. Jung came to play, bro. But he's a young prospect. I think he's kind of in love with his knockout power. And that's why he kept on going for one punch at a time. And that's a bad approach with a veteran like Sam Alvey. Sam Alvey came in, bro. He came into play. He came in.
And he took damage. Sam Alvey took damage.
He is very durable, tough, experienced veteran in the MMA game. And for him to think that he can take him out with one punch at a time and not utilize the combinations, that was stupid. I think he definitely has a great chance of finishing fights if he incorporated more combinations. Sam Alvey he took a lot of punishment, but as soon as he put the combinations together, he was really landed. He started doing a lot of damage to Jung, and pretty much, I think towards the end, somebody got rocked. I think Sam Alvey, right? Towards the third round or something. He really got hurt bad at one point, right? Sam Alvey got hurt.
Was this fight the only draw? I think there was another draw on the card, or was this fight the only draw?
I think it's the only one.
It was the only one. Maybe in the one, like maybe in the event before this one, there was a draw or something. But anyways, Sam Alvey.
Okay.
Props to him. He's in his age. He's still fighting. He can take damage. He can come back from damage. But It's not his. It wasn't a W.
It
it was
wasn't
a
his
D.
day. At least it's not
It
a
was a
loss, right? At least it's not a loss in his record, right? For both of them. And Jung is it's early in his career. He has a lot of other opportunities to kind of improve and develop his game and see where he could take it from there, man. But definitely a nice it was a disappointing kind of decision or ending, but it was a good kind of a very nicely balanced, violent beginning to the UFC 254, which led us
Absolutely.
to the debut of what is he? Uzbekistan or where's this guy from? Shaukat
The guy who came with
Shavkat.
the like the Mongolian hat
Yeah, the
and
Mongolian bro.
the
Shavkat. His
Mon-
name is
the Mongolian
Shavkat
theme song. Yeah, he's from the what's his Triple G.
What?
No, that wasn't Uzbekistan. The country for what's her name?
Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
Kazakhstan. Yeah,
there you
Kazakhstan.
go.
The one,
So
the country where Triple G is from, and what's
yeah,
her name?
Janady.
Agapova, UFC, the young
Nice.
one,
They got some dope
the young.
talents. But let's bring it to his opponent, which Rachmanov was versus Alex Oliveira, bro. Not an easy fight to actually or opponent to debut against in a UFC and the biggest promotion of the MMA game, right? But guess what?
Mhm.
Man, this motherfucker came to play. Rachmanov came in and he essentially I would definitely say he kind of beat him in his game on standing up, right? And then he got
He
that.
was he kind of hesitated at first because like Cowboy is known for his like brawling style. He kind of
But also
hesitated, but
counter
I think
striking, right?
he started to counter Cowboy. I think in the when did he finish him? He definitely finished him in the first, right? He finished him in the
Yeah,
first,
it was a second round finish. No,
second round.
first
So
round. Sorry, first round.
it was in the first. So
First
I
round.
think
Yeah.
20 seconds or like let's say 30 seconds into the first round, he was like he didn't engage Cowboy as like Cowboy likes to engage fighters. He just countered him, and then I think he accumulated courage. He jumped in, he punched him, and he threw a knee
Yep.
that landed in
Body.
Cowboy's chest, like
Yeah, and it's
body.
like and it's solar plexus or whatever.
Exactly. So I think that took a little out of Cowboy, and Cowboy like covered. He went back to
That's what
strike,
it
but
is. Yeah.
he went in. He went in for that
Yeah.
guillotine, bro.
And he got him, bro. He got it. He sunk that in, and he got him. He submitted him, and definitely
I thought Cowboy could have
he
got
can
out
get out of it. That's
because
what I
it's
thought
like
too.
he's
I was
Brazilian,
like, bro, come on. I thought you were a jiu-jitsu striking wizard. I think he does capoeira. No, some shit like he has.
Bro, he's Brazilian. Let's just.
It's like it's theirs, bro. But
Absolutely.
but I can't even. Bro, he didn't even give him time. The finish was at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So pretty much that gives you, it was only like what, a 20, 30 second kind of, or a minute kind of a fight. And took him out of there. Easy work, undefeated. I think his record is 13-0. So Rachmanov came to play, and I'm very excited to see what he's gonna do in the welterweight division, especially coming in with like there's a surgence of a lot of East European fighters, like those, Dagestan, you got the Russian people coming, you got the Georgians, you got these, of course, Uzbekistan now. You have, where's Shevchenko from?
Shevchenko, I think she's from Ukraine, but
Something like that, yeah. But
originally
again, East Europe, right?
Kazakhstan.
And then you
Yeah,
got the
exactly.
Polish power. You got a lot of Euro fighters that are kind of slowly taking over.
You got Romanians. They got
Romanians,
Romanians. Kutilaba, prime example.
Oh yes, speaking of Kutilaba, which we'll mention him in a second, but before we get to that, man, how about Nathaniel Wood versus Casey Kenny? Of course, Nathaniel Wood missed weight, right? So he came
5 pounds or something.
by what?
I think it was 5 pounds.
Nah, I don't think
Something
a pound or
stupid
two
like that.
pounds. I don't think 5 pounds.
Nah, the fight. I think the fight wasn't. Was it the fight catch weight? Like their fight? I don't think it
Oh
was like.
yeah. I think it was.
I
Yes, it
think it was
was.
a
It wasn't
catch.
at a catch weight. That's true. It was at a
It
catch
was a
weight.
catch,
He missed the
but
catch.
definitely some like I think there is a fighter at that night missed weight by some stupid margin, like 3-4 pounds or something.
I'm not sure.
But this fight, I think it was catch weight
Oliveira.
because like
Oliveira lost it. Remember, Oliveira didn't come on weight versus Rakhmonov, the one we just spoke about.
oh
Yeah,
he did,
Oliveira
like
lost
he came
20% or
overweight.
some shit like that, or he gave up
Dang.
20 or 30% of his purse.
Wow.
Definitely.
You got what's his name? Nathaniel, the
Nathaniel
British guy. Nathaniel Wood and
Yeah.
who? Who did he fight?
Casey Kenny.
Casey Kenny fought like earlier this month or like
Oh
last
yeah,
month, right?
I think it's
Like,
the
this guy
second
is
fight in 4 weeks.
he's a machine, bro. Like
Hey, a machine, but also
bro,
come on, like let's give it to him. They scrapped. It was
absolutely.
such a fucking fast pace and very, very action packed fight. That's what I liked, bro. Even though it was like a decision, it went. But I'm like what I heard Casey Kenny saying is I guess it was a short notice fight for both fighters, right? That's why it's on the catch weight. And bro, I think the fights that are not scheduled, the fights that are usually a 1 week, 2 week notice, especially with skilled fighters, turn out to be some of the most action-packed fights that I've ever watched. Like this particular fight, bro, they were going back and forth and slugging it out, bro. They were connecting. It was amazing. I don't know. I just liked it. Now, in terms of decision, going to Casey
Excuse
Kenny.
me.
Of course, it was I think it was a split decision, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was a split decision, and Nathaniel was kind of like disappointed because he thought he had it in the bag.
Yeah,
Because
but
I
it's
think
kind of
in
like
the second round.
a good feel win also because he missed weight. So it kind of Casey Kenny got that win, even though that Nathaniel Wood missed weight, right? But definitely was an amazing action-packed fight, and I definitely did not predict it to go that way. But I know Nathaniel Wood came to play. He definitely is not afraid of slugging it out and fighting in the pocket. But they definitely came to play, man. And that segue us to the what is he? He's not Aussie, is he?
Who is it?
He represents Australia, but he hails from South.
Taito Ivasa.
Tai Tuivasa, Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa versus Stephen
South
Struve,
Wales.
right? I think if I'm not mistaken,
Skyscraper.
the skyscraper. If I'm not mistaken, Stephen Struve is ranked ahead of Tai Tuivasa, if I'm not mistaken, and this was definitely.
Yep. He's 7th or 8th or something.
But he's also coming off of a loss, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
They were both.
Even Taito Ivasa.
Yeah.
I think he's coming up of like two loss losing streak or something. Give me a second.
Exactly. Now I got it. Yeah, it was. Now, just to kind of like continue for our guys here and our people listening, really what we're looking at in this particular fight is natural gift. Let me just say this, all right? Naturally gifted heavyweights versus shorter, stocky, stronger heavyweights that need to double the work, that pretty much needs to kind of think of it as double the output that particular naturally gifted heavyweight. So I was explaining to all our listeners and viewers about.
I apologize for leaving abruptly, but that was an emergency.
That's all good.
We were
saying, as I was explaining to everybody here that what we have here in the early or main prelims, main event or main fight is a heavyweight bout that demonstrates naturally gifted heavyweights versus stocky, heavyweights that need to work double the time and to put in double the workload in workouts compared to people like Stefan Struve. So the people that needs to put in double the work is Tai Tuivasa, that had to go to AKA and pretty much work with Daniel Cormier and improve his wrestling. He really put in the work to kind of develop his skill set, right? Stefan Struve is like the skyscraper.
He's the Dutch striker. Like
that's what I'm saying, though, bro.
But it was a disappointing performance.
I'm just saying. That's what I was saying.
Not because he got knocked out with that, like with the uppercut, but I'm saying, bro, he didn't utilize his he is the quintessential fighter for like if you want to say someone has a good reach, that's him. That's
what I was talking about. When I'm
didn't do
it, and
what's his name?
Reach.
Tuivasa came in like lighter because like most of his fights he would come weighing in like he would come into camp weighing in 300 or 300 pounds or something. I'm saying coming into camp, into his training camp. He would come 300 pounds or something, and then goes down to the heavyweight limit. But this fight, they're saying, I think I heard it in the broadcast, when he went to AKA, not only he went to like learn the fundamentals of wrestling and how to stuff and everything, but he also like his weight cut and everything. Even DC said, I told him to, I think it was there's a sauna there in Yas Island, obviously, and he told him, don't you like want to use the sauna? He's like, I don't need it because like he's his
weight is so good, like he doesn't need to cut that much.
So like mixing in that his weight with his wrestling, which he didn't like, he used it in the clinch.
Yep, in the clinch. That's really what it is.
But man, come on.
But let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real. Do you think Stefan Struve is going to grapple or wrestle with anybody?
Nah, I'm saying because he's a Dutch striker. He could have at least, bro. They got the sickest clinch. Jermaine Durand to me.
Of course.
Like, come on, man. Like you gotta have a clinch game. You could have just pushed to Ivasa. Bro, I think the first strike that like obviously it was a fury of punches that made him to like cover, and he didn't see the uppercut coming.
Yeah, it was that uppercut.
Yeah, but before that, bro, he was like, Tuivasa is here. Like Tuivasa it was like, this is Struve, this is Tuivasa. He could have he could have just like clinched him. He was not there.
But the thing is, if you think about it, he's scared from the overright or the overhand, right or left, because he's taller. So sometimes when the punch and the hit comes from the bottom, it's harder for fighters to catch it, right? Rather when it goes straight or it's coming a looping punch or an uppercut that you're tilted. So
look at the uppercut. The uppercut wasn't that like it didn't pack a punch. Like it was.
So he was rightfully cautious because that's what happened. As soon as Tai Tuivasa got a chance, he hit Stefan Struve with that uppercut, and it was the spelling to the end of the night for him. So he covered up, dropped down. He went down on him, and it was a TKO for Tai Tuivasa.
And he went up the cage. He was celebrating. Jason Herzog told him to go down. He kicked I think he kicked Herzog in his head or something. Or he
was looking for beer.
He was like, "Where's the shoe?
Fuck that shit.
Where's
we know what he does. We know this motherfucker do a shoey."
Yes.
I was like, "No fucking shoeys up in this bitch. Do it in your hotel or some shit like that." But definitely. That performance wrapped up the main prelims of the night for UFC 254, and an explosive kind of, I would definitely say, beginning or opener to the UFC 254 main card. And this was a rematch between two light heavyweights, Magomed, bro, these Russians and their names, Magomed Ankalaev versus Leon Kuchilaba. And what
is he really from Romania, or was I bluffing?
Is
he really from Romania, or was I bluffing?
Bro, I don't know. This ain't no fucking dictionary shit. I just got the fight card here. I ain't got Google. Trying to tell me his birth date, how old is he? And
I'm saying I think I've seen like the Romanian flag like with his name, near his name, or anything. But
Um,
anyways,
I can check it for you. Give me a second.
I think he's Romanian. If I'm not
No, no,
mistaken, I think he's
Moldovan.
Romanian. The fuck is that?
Moldovan. It's Moldova. You know, in Europe, the Moldovan, whatever the fuck they call it.
The
Moldova.
only
It's a
Moldova,
country, bro. Google it.
the only Moldova I know is the Maldives. It's
No, no,
in
that's the
Southeast Asia or
Maldives. That's
something.
not Moldova. You just
Mhm.
want to make up your own shit now? No, the Maldives. Yeah, Maldives is
Mhm.
Moldova. Same
Same
Nah,
thing. Same thing. Mhm.
nah, man. This guy's pretty much Euro. They're like it's in Europe. But definitely the first fight was amazing, interesting, right? Because as soon as the fight started, there was a couple of punches thrown, and then there was a kick from Ankalaev, and Kuchilaba pretended or played possum. He pretended like he got hit and he was hurt. So Ankalaev could,
He was rocked, bro.
bro.
He was rocked, but
From this fight,
he kind of played it off.
yeah,
He kind of played it off way too long. He was like, and
I
Magomed
think
went in.
it was definitely that. I think he was rocked in the beginning, just the
Mhm.
first hit. Of course, I'm talking about the first time they met or they fought, and the second. I think like the few seconds after that, before the referee stopped it, I don't think he was out of it. He was trying to act on and do these little games, and Ankalaev continued throwing shots. And then the fucking referee stopped it, and it was a controversial stoppage. So everybody was freaking out. He protested it, and Ankalaev right on the spot told him like, "Yeah, we could run it back. We could do a rematch." And UFC 254, that's where it happened.
They
And
they 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 booked it. They booked it for like I think it
a
was a
fight
couple
night,
of
right?
months ago. They booked it. Yeah, but they canceled it. I think because someone tested positive or something. And then this fight it was at 254.
Hey man, that's definitely great historical events or chronological order. Amazing. But bottom line
Thank you,
is
sir.
this motherfucker got knocked the fuck out again. It was the same story. It just right now the fucking referee decided to give
Put us.
Ankalaev enough time to fucking destroy this guy. You saw he just continued and he was like, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna put a stamp on this and I'm gonna make sure that there's no question that I beat this motherfucker. Like Ankalaev looked like I'm not trying to leave any doubt up in this bitch. He went in, and as soon as he caught him, dropped him. Kuchilaba was still a little
He
bit.
caught him. He caught him once before the fight ending sequence. He caught him. Kutilayev he
He
spun
turned.
and gave
Yeah.
him his back and went down.
Yep.
But he came up quickly,
Yep.
try to gather his thoughts. But bro,
Exactly. When he hit him,
Magomed took him
he
down.
covered up. As soon as you see him covering up, it's done. And
He
that's
went.
when he even
He went
after he
in
covered up,
Magomed.
yeah, he caught him in the chin and knocked him the
He
fuck
went
out. He
in.
bounced his head off the canvas of the octagon. And Kujila was like, "Bro, you ain't got shit to say now. Give it up to Ankalaev. Let him keep on moving, bro." That was
Absolutely,
that he pretty much kind of erased any doubt in anybody's mind. Like that's how you do it, in my opinion.
absolutely.
Finish the fight. Don't leave it up to nobody. Don't play possum. Don't expect the referees. Don't depend on the referees nor the fucking judges, man.
Judges. Mm,
Yeah, so definitely great performance for Ankalaev. He got the W on that one. And it segued us into the main card bout on the women flyweight. Lauren Murphy versus the newcomer, if I'm not mistaken. It's like her debut, right? Lilia
mm.
Shakirovia.
Shakirova. Yeah.
Shakirova, not Rovia. Shakirova. So Shakirova, bro, she came in. She got good footwork. First of all, you give me your analysis on her. What you think? What did you think just from the little bit of footwork and kind of attacks or defense that she even showed, if there's any, against Lauren Murphy?
I think first of all, it was kind of unfair for her to fight Lauren Murphy, but I guess it was like a short notice fight. And bro, like Lauren Murphy is ranked fifth and for a reason, and she made her case after she won. She's like, the top four are not even supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be the ranked number one or at least number two. But bringing it back to the fight, Lilia, I think she showed great stand up. Although I thought, like when I saw her highlights, like in Invicta, if I'm not mistaken, she finished most of her fights with like ground and pound, rear naked chokes. I was like, she's good on the ground, but she she gave Lauren Murphy's a hard time in the striking department. But Lauren came back, took her down. As soon as she took her down, bro, Lauren Murphy is an absolute destroyer when it comes
Yeah,
to like to
man.
the ground. She's a ruthless wrestler, and she did her thing, man. She finished
Yeah,
her.
she choked her the
She
fuck out.
choked her the
But like,
fuck
let's keep
out.
it real though. She didn't even have a
Mhm.
chance. Lilia didn't have a chance against her standing up, against Lauren Murphy standing up.
Nah, I'm saying on the ground. I'm saying on the ground, but
No, but look at this
standing up,
though. Stand up, she
standing up,
beat her
yeah.
ass. She beat her. That's why Anka.
Maybe before she took her down, like she was Lauren Murphy was having success in the striking,
Yes,
but
on the
from
stand
the
up. That's
beginning
the point.
from the beginning of the fight until then, Lilia Shakirova, she displayed good striking, bro. Like
Uh,
it wasn't like
I
significant
would say
strikes,
good
but
footwork.
she hanged with her. Exactly, good footwork.
That's
She
it.
was moving
Yeah, but she was
kicks.
trying to get her. She couldn't. And I think that was mainly because of Lauren Murphy's reach, because she had a reach advantage over Lilia, right? And
She's even
honestly,
shorter.
great win though. You can't take it away from her because it's expected. I felt like the UFC put Lilia on the fight card just because it's a Fight Island international fight card. And I feel like they gave her Lauren Murphy because if she goes through it through Lauren Murphy, then they can put the hype machine behind her, right? To start kind of touting her as the next amazing female fighter from that part of the world, right? Because there's no many. I think she's the first, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yep, yep.
that plan backfired, bro. Especially that they, I think they underestimated Lauren Murphy. She came in and my opinion is that her experience played a factor. Lilia just needs more experience, and the way she kind of got her on the ground, the way she cinched up that guillotine, amazing. Kind of flawless technique, and I think that um, Lilia's grappling game, it just wasn't there. She easily took her back and she easily choked her out. So it was kind of an underwhelming fight for me. It wasn't really the best in the fight card, but the ladies came and showed out, right? They both came to play. Segue it, talking about action packed and explosion in this UFC 254. Some amazing bombs dropped on the middleweight bout between Jacob, who I don't know who the fuck this guy is, Jacob Malkoun, 4-1. Now it's a one,
Yeah.
versus Phil Haas from Dana White Contender Series. And that boy's a problem. Phil Haas is a problem for anybody in the middleweight. I'm just saying, because I
if
felt like this guy
if
was food.
if the fight went, I think he's good. He's like a first round fighter. If he doesn't knock you the hell out in the first round, I think he's gonna. I didn't see much
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
because
agree.
he didn't display any technique. But if he goes to the second or third round, he might have some problems. But boy, did he take
Bro,
him
he
out.
represented though. It was his debut, no? Isn't
It
this his
was
debut in the
it was his UFC debut, and the Aussie guy. He's Robert Whittaker's teammate. I think he's a wrestler or something. But come on, man, 4-0. I think even this. What's his name? What's his name? The guy who knocked him out.
Phil Haas?
Phil Haas.
Phil, yeah.
What's his record?
He is 9-2.
At least 10 fights. See, like Come on, man.
I'm
I don't
just
think he's
saying.
experienced.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
you're Robert Whittaker's teammate, but you're not experienced, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
but in a way, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that was food for Phil Haas, because the
Absolutely.
main star is Phil Haas. I think UFC just fed him this guy just to put him in the card so he could fucking like get that shit done, and they can make another fight with him in Vegas, right? But he's
Yeah.
a very polite and classy gentleman.
Gentleman.
Yes. But definitely a fun fight. Didn't last that long. It was just what is that? 18 seconds. That's an 18-second knockout, right? So amazing, and that led us to somewhat of a disappointing fight, but a heavyweight bout with Walt the Ticket Harris versus Alexander Volkov. I don't know what his nickname is. What is his nickname?
Drago.
Drago. Oh, Drago.
Alexander Drago. Drago Volkov. But Walt Harris, man, it's hard to root for this guy, man. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Just give it up. Give it
Yo,
up,
he
man.
came
just
in,
give
man.
it up. He's
No. I wouldn't say give it up because
bro, he's 30. He's 30 what? 37, 38?
I'm not sure his age. I'm not sure. I never like.
Yeah, bro. I think Drago is way younger than him. Drago is like 34,
But the
33, if
big
I'm not
ticket is
mistaken.
new, bro. He's relatively new on the scene.
Bro, he's been ranked number 10 as long as I've known him, bro. Like, come on, you're not moving it up or going down.
I'm just saying, bro, because I think the last fight or two were guys ranked under him, if I'm not mistaken. But the point is, man,
Nah, his last fight, a guy was definitely ranked above him. That was
over him, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that this particular approach to fighting is good, but it might fuck up your record. He's doing the blue collar, the hardworking MMA fighter career, right? Which is I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna fight with the skills I have. If I lose, I'm gonna figure out. We go to the drawing board. I'm gonna figure out what did I mess up, improve, and next fight. Because last time we saw him against Overeem, he had that weight issue, he had that gas tank issue, right? He gassed out.
He gave Alistair a problem. He caught Alistair.
Did, but he gassed out.
Alistair came back. Yep.
If you think about it from a fighter's skill set, conditioning was not there in that fight. He was already overweight, but he was going through a lot. We already know, like in terms of him losing his daughter in a public fashion like that, his daughter passing away. Our condolences to him. But in a way, if I identify that there's a problem, when he moved on to the next phase, which is developing on that problem, he got his gas tank, he lost all this weight, and in this bout, what seems to fail him is really kind of striking techniques, right? Because he's a good striker. That's the whole point of Walt Harris, because he's a knockout artist. But if you're working on striking, the first thing you're gonna learn is absorbing strikes. You throw them, you absorb them. So if your body's not conditioned for that, when you lose all of that weight, you gotta work on them abs, baby. You gotta work on them abs, man. I'm just saying.
It was a sneaky kick, man. Like
yeah, but it was coming from a very strong, very tall fighter, and he's a kickboxer, or he's actually a striker, right? So the way he even threw that kick, it was a very straight traditional kickboxing kind of front kick to the body. But I feel like Walt Harris got caught off guard. He didn't know. He thought he maybe thought it was coming to the legs or to the head. His midsection was soft.
Or maybe like he thought it would come with like less power, because it was, bro. He threw it as if it was like a jab. It was like a jab, but bro, it was heavy.
And that's what I'm telling you, bro. It's coming from almost a motherfucking giant. You know this motherfucker's like a giant, 6 foot something, bro. A little kick like this.
But before that, like Walt Harris was like, he kind of gave Alexander like Volkov a hard time. Like he was throwing good kicks. He caught him a couple of times, but Drago, the thing that disappointed me about him was like bro, when he caught Walt Harris once, and Walt Harris gave his back cage, and he was covering up.
Yeah.
He didn't pick and choose his shots. Like, he didn't stick it to him. He was just throwing his, like, he threw all the technique out of the window. Like, he was just trying to finish the fight. It didn't happen. He went back. He, like, kind of,
Reset.
restored his focus and reset, and boom, he threw that. It was sneaky. It was
Yeah.
like it was a jab. That
It was,
the
it was,
push kick,
and I
like, it
think
was.
that's where it was, right? But the thing is, it wasn't that wasn't a knockout, but it was a factor to the finish, which is as soon as you react in a very expressive way like this in the octagon, my stomach, or my
He
ribs,
gave his back. He yeah, my ribs. He gave his back, just like what's
That's
her name,
it.
Caitlin Chugate. Just
Yeah.
like Caitlin Chugate when,
Yeah.
when she got hit by what's her name,
Jessica
the
Andrade.
Brazilian Mike Tyson. Like, as soon as she caught her, she winced and she gave her back. Like,
Yeah.
that's body language just says, I'm done.
That's true,
And Walt
man.
Harris
That's
did
true.
the
And
same.
in a way, Walt Harris, I feel like he gave up. As soon as he got hit, he's like,
His body gave up on him.
But
I don't think he gave up.
it hurts, but he didn't recover from it fast enough, or he had the experience on how to recover from it. If he took him down and not have reacted that way, Volkov would not have moved in for the kill, right?
Yeah, bro, but that shot, I haven't. I think I only got hit by that shot once, and it was like in the hood. Some dumbass like gave me a good, but I don't think it was a good technique. He just threw in
He
that,
just
and it
threw,
hit
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
He just threw it, and it hit my ribs, and my whole body shut down. I was like looking at him. I went down as soon as I recovered.
Dropped.
I went running back after him. But like, when you hear fighters say, when they get hit by like body shots in their training, they say their body, like their inside organs, they all shut down. Like,
Yeah,
you
that means
try to make,
that means you can't do anything. That's
you
really what
can't
the
do, you
shutdown
can't
means.
You can't curl up, you can't take the
Yeah, it's
fighter,
just like
put it down. Absolutely. Like,
it
he
just,
was
you can't even do anything, but you don't know what's happening. Your brain's not even connected. It's not.
and,
You're trying to recognize what's happening first, realize it, and then
and you're like, why am I making sus noises?
sus no.
Like, you go down, and
Exactly,
that's
bro.
it,
But
man.
Walt Harris crumbled down. Volkov came in for the finish and wrapped that one up as a W for himself, and took it back to Russia. And speaking of speaking of knockout power and wrapping up a W, second W in the book for Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker, segueing us to the co-main event of UFC 254. A to the D.
The Reaper.
There.
The Reaper.
Take the lead. Tell me what's up. What you think of that co-main event?
Absolutely. Bro, what do you think about the technique that Robert Whittaker displayed in this fight? Like, he did it. His last fight with Darren Till, like, he kind of, he gave a new look with that, feint. Like, he goes for the takedown. Like, he touches the knees and goes up with the overright just to throw the other fighter, to throw him away. But this fight, man, he didn't give Jared Cannonier he didn't give him a chance to display his power. Like, because Jared Cannonier is known for his, like, he's a former heavyweight. and even Izzy was like, I'm gonna fight him next. I'm rooting for him. Let him beat Robert, and I'm gonna fight him. If not, I'm gonna knock out Robert again, bro. Izzy knocked out Bobby Knuckles, but I'm saying Bobby Knuckles, bro, he has a chance to, like, if a guy has a chance to knock out Israel Adesanya, it's Bobby Knuckles, bro. The way he displayed this.
Then. All right, cool. But
let me continue. Bro, he threw that sneaky ass technique, the TJ Dillashaw, the snake.
That combination.
Like, he threw the combination where he throws like a feint, a right, then he dips and throws the kick, his famous kick.
A round kick, yeah.
A round kick, and he was like displaying his taekwondo or like karate stance throughout the fight, and he was like letting his hands down and bringing up the jabs. Cannonier didn't even notice. Like, come second round, his eyes were like this, man. Like, and when he took him down, he opened them up and he started bleeding. But he threw it twice. He threw the sneaky technique twice. Jared blocked it. I think that was the reason he said after the fight that he in the first round I think he fractured or broke.
Yeah.
He broke or fractured.
I think it's a fracture, but he's saying broke or fractured, like
his forearm or
I don't know,
his hand
or lima. It's like a specific bone in his arm, I think. Or
all right. So Robert Whittaker threw it
Advanced
twice.
casual fan disclaimer. Go Google it.
Okay, absolutely. So like Robert Whittaker threw it twice. He blocked it. The third time, it didn't even land flush. It was, I think, it grazed his neck,
or like I think it was in the back of the ear though, bro. I think it was a nice
maybe because if it hit his back, the back of his ear, he will definitely lose his balance.
Exactly, but that's how you knock a motherfucker out.
Bro, as soon as when they brought the replay, and even when I was like watching, I replayed it. It didn't land flush, like it wasn't to the face or to the temple. It was here, like it was back.
Okay.
And when he went back and gave the spaghetti legs, and went face first. He went face first to the ground. Like he didn't even throw up his hand or anything. He went face first. Then I was like, bro, this guy is an absolute monster. Like he doesn't go down. Robert Whittaker went down. He went down on Jared Cannonier.
Yeah.
Pause. And like it was his coaches. Like it was on his coach's side. His coaches were like, "We got 4 minutes. Don't rush it. We got 4 minutes. This is the third round. We got don't rush." Yep. And bro, he threw a couple of good elbows, like one or two. After that, he didn't do anything. Like Jared,
just gave up.
Tied him up. Yeah, tied him up and went back up. Like he fought his way back and he held.
If he continued, Whittaker might have got the finish over Cannonier, right? But Cannonier fought through that one, baby. He showed us what it was made of.
And even when he went back up and they were at the back of the cage, bro. He was holding Robert's, like, I think left or right hand, and he didn't even allow him. Like Robert was holding him with one arm, and the other he was trying to like throw a punch. He was holding him. I was like, bro, this guy is back. Like a couple of seconds, I was like, he was out, but he was back. Like he was holding him.
I hear you. Yeah,
and like,
definitely his. It was. I think the fighting, having fun in the octagon. The fun aspect of the fight game came back to Bobby Knuckles or to Robert Whittaker, right? But
absolutely.
You cannot say that he can go back and finish Israel Adesanya because Israel just used one of his many skill sets to finish Robert Whittaker. That's what I'm saying. So you can't even, let's not even jump to that. Keeping it on this fight. Cannonier, maybe, because his excuses was that he had the injury, he sustained the injury from the first kick that Robert Whittaker threw at Jared Cannonier. Rather. But if that was a factor, even with an injury, Jared Cannonier proved that in a way, Robert Whittaker has a lot of little kind of openings that fighters can capitalize on, especially in these exchanges.
Even in the last couple of seconds.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying, especially in the last exchange that happened where Jared Cannonier caught him, right? And that happened on the second round. Well, at the end of the first round with Israel, he got knocked down. And then the second round, he got knocked out. So in a way,
but what did he do in this fight? In this fight, as soon as he got knocked, you can see him. He went. But as soon as he saw it, he was like, he recognized. Although he didn't hear like the clap, it was like 17 seconds or 15 seconds left. He didn't hear anything. But as soon as he got rocked, everybody went, "Oh!" He came. He took his I think it was left or his left right knee.
Yeah.
He took him down. I think he either took him down or tried to take him down, but I didn't think he took him down. I think he
No,
tried.
Jared Cannonier pushed him up against the fence because Jared was
defense,
exhausted also. So they were more
because
like kind of almost
even if like Jared didn't like break his forearm or whatever that bone that you said.
I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out.
I'm not even gonna attempt, say the name of the bone. But
Yeah.
even if he didn't break it, bro, his eyes, he couldn't see Robert Whittaker's jab was so fast. It was hands down style, and he was like bringing it from the hips up. It was so fast, and he couldn't see it, and his eyes went. And when he took him down and threw a couple of elbows, he his what you call it, hematoma or whatever. His swelling got opened. He was bleeding. Like he couldn't.
Yeah, I saw that. He wore it.
Even without the broken arm, like you could say, like Robert Whittaker got one up on him.
Oh yeah, got 3 up on him. I think.
I think it was the first and the third round for Robert, because the second round I think Jared kind of stood his ground.
I actually think first, second Robert, and the third it could be debatable, and it could be split to Jared. For Jared, because
they gave him 29-28 unanimous decision.
That's what I'm saying, though. I think one of them is a split. I don't think it should be a unanimous decision, but that's what happens when you don't finish fights, right? And it would be very interesting to see a rematch between the champion Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker.
Especially after he. I'm sorry,
go ahead.
But I'm saying especially after he absolutely dominated a kickboxer just like Israel, Darren Till. Because like Izzy has his own style. He feints and but like he was let's say the quintessential match that he could have had was with another kickboxer, Darren Till, because he would have posed like a lot of problems.
Not really, because Israel Adesanya also has a kickboxing record. It's not that he needs a kickboxer to use him.
I'm saying kickboxer versus kickboxer. They could have obviously they wouldn't grapple.
Both nullify each other. They're gonna cancel each other out. But if
they wouldn't grapple.
What's that?
But both of them wouldn't grapple.
But that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be.
When was the last time?
But that's what I'm saying. If it's a pure kickboxing match, don't try to underestimate the pure kickboxing skills and fight IQ that Israel Adesanya has. Darren Till would have been easy money for this kid. You never know, because they're both kickboxers. But when you have a kickboxer and a grappler, they're both each other's kryptonite. A grappler's worst fucking matchup is a striker, and a striker's worst.
You're saying Robert Whittaker is a grappler?
No. I'm saying that if there's anybody that will present any kind of threat to Israel Adesanya, it is going to be a wrestler. He fought a lot of wrestlers, but when you tell me Darren Till was the fighter stylistically with the best chance to beat the champion Israel Adesanya, I disagree, because Israel Adesanya's kickboxing skills are superior to regular kickboxers. And he's just that's why he's even crazier with it in MMA. So for you to say he's the best, no. I think, who I think is the kryptonite and his crazy matchup for Israel Adesanya? The Joker, Jack Hermanson. He is not a good striker because he got knocked out before. Jared Cannonier did it, right?
Yep, he's a great grappler, but Israel stuffs a lot of takedowns. But you know who would give him? A run for his money? Who? Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker, a guy who already fought him. He got knocked out by him. He knows, obviously, that fight he was emotional, and he was trying to hide it by smiling and everything. But he was emotional and everything. But he already fought him. He has taekwondo or karate and plus kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling. He got his MMA game down, and he already fought the guy. So if Israel Adesanya reads his move, which is like the combo and the kick, Robert Whittaker can use something else, and
There you go.
Israel can even use something else. So that fight would be great. But
I'm
Jack
with you, but I'm
Hermanson,
talking about
I think he would
stylistically.
get pieced up. He
All
would
right,
get
let me
pieced
ask you
up, Jack
this.
Hermanson.
Let me ask you this. The best chance for anybody to beat Israel is they got two approaches. If they stay on the outside, they're going to get picked apart by Izzy. If they get
Absolutely.
inside and they start fighting, they're going to get knocked out. Robert Whittaker already employed one of those tactics, which is get into the pocket and exchange with Izzy. What happened? He couldn't
only
find
did that.
Izzy.
He
He couldn't
only
find
did
him,
that.
bro. And Izzy
Nah,
knocked
he
him the fuck out.
He only did that at the end of that fight when he knocked him out.
Yes,
Izzy.
but my question to you is how many times did he do it in the same fight? In the pocket, fighting,
He did it
exchanging with
twice.
Izzy twice and got knocked out twice.
The first one he got knocked out because it was already the last couple of seconds of the round.
So what does that mean?
They engaged. It was a couple of seconds. He engaged. The second he got baited in and he went in. But
okay,
before that he was doing his
first
hopping.
round? He didn't get Robert Whittaker did not get knocked down by Israel Adesanya at the end of the first round on the buzzer. That's what you're telling me, or on the horn?
I'm saying he did. I'm not.
He
I never said
so
he did
knocked him down. Look, close exchange. Knocked him down once, end of the first round. Knocked him out the second round when they did the same type of combat. Close.
Nah,
combat,
the second one he got baited in. The first one
that's fine, but he was.
It was the end. It was the end of the first round, and they went in each other, and like
that's
he
fine.
got caught.
And he
but
got
I'm
caught.
saying before the second, like in the finish, the knockout, Robert Whittaker was still doing his taekwondo stance, and he was hopping, and he was catching Israel with a couple of jabs. But bro, they already fought. You can learn a lot, not only from the tape, the experience itself.
Yes.
You know, the experience itself, like the physical experience, he can learn from that even more.
So you're trying to tell me it's only Robert Whittaker is gonna learn?
Or now I'm saying both. And Robert Whittaker already fought him, and he has a better chance than Jack Hermanson. Because Jack Hermanson, he isn't that good of a striker. He would get pieced up.
Yeah.
And even if he tried to take Izzy down, I don't think he ever got taken down. He would easily stop the takedown. Or Kevin Gastelum tried, but even when he tried, he threw a
triangle.
He threw up a triangle or something, right?
Yeah, he tried a submission attempt. Yeah.
Yep. So
Israel Adesanya tried to put him on a triangle when Kevin Gastelum took him down. I think it was like at the 4th or 5th round.
I'm saying
towards the end.
It was at the end of the fight. Even if Israel Adesanya is not well versed in the ground, he still can, kind of, diffuse Jack Hermanson's game plan, or even not even that, or even not even allow him to come in. He can piece him up while he's outside.
But that's what I'm saying, though. You don't understand what I'm saying. The reason I said Jack Hermanson is because that's the only grappler, jiu-jitsu, whatever, wrestler that hasn't fought him yet. Wrestling with knockout power, Jack Hermanson has the example of Yoel Romero versus Israel. So he knows what not to do. Strong man, like knockout power versus Israel.
They didn't engage, bro. Like you can't even learn a lot from that fight.
But that is what I'm saying, because let me tell you something. That's what I'm saying. A Olympic wrestler like Yoel Romero did not find an opening or could not make openings in order to shoot and take Israel down for the whole fight. You trying to tell me, okay, fuck Izzy. You're trying to tell me he's an Olympic wrestler and he could not create an opportunity to shoot, to take him down, get a single leg, get a double leg?
He couldn't.
No,
he couldn't. He only like, as soon as he couldn't like find anything. He only just knocked down Izzy. That's it. Like he only punched and knocked down Izzy. That's all he can do.
That's my point.
He couldn't even come near.
That's
like,
my
he
point.
Couldn't even throw like a thing.
That's my
Jack
point.
Jack Hermanson is not like he's not gonna go like double leg and technique wise. He's gonna go with a desperate takedown. Just want to get him down so he can choke him out. But I don't think he will. Like with Izzy, if they fought, I don't think he will.
Let's see.
I don't
But
think
I think
he
just a grappler. All I'm saying is, I feel like a skilled grappler is really Israel Adesanya's kryptonite. Even knockout is anybody's game if you're lucky.
absolutely.
But with head movement like Izzy's, bro, you saw with Paulo Costa, that was the Matrix. He just
Absolutely.
went right here. Paulo Costa went back in. He cracked him with a nice, bro. That was like, that's
It was,
head
yeah.
movement and eye hand coordination on another level. So Israel Adesanya is definitely a step up in competition for anybody. But the interesting thing is, championship level fighters such as Robert Whittaker having a second go around at the title, or a second attempt or chance at the title or at the champion Israel Adesanya, that will definitely be very interesting to see what the game plan would be. What can you change in that game plan? But don't take anything away from Israel Adesanya in terms of the information he took and absorbed during the fight with Robert Whittaker, the first fight, and how they will analyze it. And you got the city kickboxing team, Eugene Barron. They also were there taking information. It's gonna be interesting if they really go for it. And I think Dana White and the UFC will go for it. And it's gonna be in New Zealand or Australia. It's gonna be next year. I already see the rollout. The rollout is definitely gonna be live audience or live people. I mean, an event with live.
I think they're doing live events in New Zealand or Australia now. I don't know if it's like rugby or something like that. I think Alexander Volkanovski, I heard him say they're doing live events and he wants to
Okay,
fight there.
well, I'm saying that might be the case. Honestly, the only thing is they got to figure out this Corona thing, and it might go. But amazing co-main event. I ain't gonna lie, very technical. And Jared Cannonier did his best, but Robert Whittaker was the best man, and it was his night, and definitely deserved win. Definitely, he put in the work and got that decision, and that segued us to the main event of the night, main event of the evening, main event of the year. Khabib the Eagle, Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje, bro.
No,
Uh,
no, no. Listen. His name is Habib Abdulmanapovich Nurmuhammadov.
you see?
DC was like, DC was like, you're freestyling now, bro. Man, that fight,
Yo,
man.
that was a crazy fight. I definitely we'll start about the fight. A lot of stuff to unpack in this fight, right? But let's start with the weigh-ins. Weigh-ins was a little controversial. They said that Habib was having some issues cutting the weight, and that's why he weighed the first person in the weigh-ins. And the way that the actual commission there that they were weighing him, it was super
They were
fast. There was
playing
some,
with weights. They were playing with weights. They
they were
said like
playing with
he came
weights.
in. Not they said they were playing with the weight. I think they said like I've read some comments that they were saying like he what I don't know what's his name, the guy who sees the weight,
Yeah.
he did it fast and they were like
They did it fast.
Khabib,
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard
Khabib,
like everybody's
Khabib
complaining that
weighed in.
they did it fast, right?
Yep.
But he was on weight. It was all good. It was definitely um smooth sailing for Justin Gaethje. No issues there. But we heard a couple of things in terms of Habib's health wise. That showed after the fight. But that segued us into the fight night, bro. Um, Definitely it was a crazy feeling to the beginning of the fight. Like, get locked in, jumps in, round one. First of all, Habib does not want to shoot, and he stands with Justin Gaethje. Tell me about what you think about that, bro. How was this
I
jab?
was like I was like that was it was a death wish, man.
Yeah,
Cuz he wasn't even attempting to check a kick of Justin Gage.
yeah,
Justin Gage had an like what you call an adrenaline dump. He didn't do anything the first like couple, let's say 10 to 20 seconds, and after that he went he was like as if he was like punching pads with Trevor Whitman. It's like,
Yeah.
Then you can see him, breathing heavy. And Khabib was like, not even, he didn't even attempt a takedown. He was just going in with a jab.
But
And
that
he
was
was like,
pressure. You saw the
yep.
pace, right?
And he even got caught. Khabib got caught, but
Was
he
rolling
ate
with
it
the
and went
punches.
in. Yep, and when it was kind of awkward seeing him
But
strike.
that was
His
always
style
Habib's
is,
style. Habib's style is always awkward, standing up and punching. He doesn't really. I've never
he
seen him
even
have
he even threw he threw the uppercut that he knocked out Abel Trujillo, if I'm not mistaken. Abel Trujillo or Gleison Tibau.
I'm
It was
not
like a
sure.
weird uppercut.
Weird,
It was
and
like
then he
a
goes
weird
like,
angle. He he threw it. He threw it, and just again, you didn't even it didn't even hit him. Like just
yeah.
again, you went back and bro, jabs. Khabib jabs. Who would have thought Khabib
Hey,
would land a lot of
my
jabs?
story for the first round was definitely the jab, definitely the feeling out process. But the story of the first round was pressure. The story of the whole fight was pressure. He made sure that Justin Gaethje fights on his back foot. Made sure that he's fighting on his heels. So Justin Gaethje didn't even have a chance to reset to where he can throw power punches. Same thing he did with Barbosa. Barbosa has crazy kicks and he's a striker. But what Habib's game plan was pressure him, make him fight off the back foot, off of his heels. Soon as he makes a mistake, take him down and fuck him up, right? So Justin Gaethje's fight, I think the first round went the same way, but the
adrenaline dump. Adrenaline dump.
you
Man.
saw so
Gaethje was
and look at this. Not only pressure on the stand-up, he ends up attempting an armbar at the
armbar.
last 20 seconds. The 25 second mark. If it was the first minute, I think he would have got it. If he had a minute to work, but because let's keep it real.
Gaethje was like he
Yes,
would
but
have
did you see
let
the
his hands go.
positioning?
Khabib was like
Khabib
he
had
had his hand.
one leg
Khabib had
has
it, but
wrapped. Yeah, it was done. But let me tell you something. As he's hitting him in his ribs, in his head, he could have loosened it up and took the arm, and it would have been over. But the 20, even Justin Gaethje knew he was in trouble. He was flat. He was flat on his back. Even when you do this, what's gonna happen? You're gonna burn out your muscles. Eventually, you're gonna let go. Especially if I'm hitting you in your ribs and I'm trying to take your arm. But thank God for that horn. When it hit 10 seconds, he heard that clap. He held on. Habib was hitting him. Round one is done, and he's safe.
He went to his corner. He went to his corner with no lungs, man. Like he was gassed out
Yep.
in the first round.
Overwhelmed.
Like he threw a lot of haymakers. It didn't even land. Some of them landed, but Khabib ate them and went in.
Yep.
And bro, he was not
Habib
there.
was actually rolling with it. So it's actually, if he caught one of those punches flush, it might have knocked him out. He caught one or two, but he was rolling.
But when Khabib went to his corner, like Trevor Whitman was like, look at him, he can't even stand
because he was like,
Gaethje was throwing a lot of kicks and he wasn't even checking them. He was just let him kick.
Of course, what we heard after the fight, right? That
the broken.
He has a broken foot, and so you can't even check. If you try to check a kick, you're only making your existing foot. And even the way he was walking, he was hobbling even before the kicks before the fight. It seemed like there was something off with his walk, right? But definitely once that bell rang for the second round, same story. Habib comes right back in, starts peppering him with shots. And what happened? Did you see that knee that Habib threw and Justin Gaethje ate straight to the fucking face or to the head? You saw that one?
Did he land it? I think
yes. I think it was even in the round one or round two.
I think
flying knees.
He threw the flying knee, but Justin Gaethje, I think he went
right
he
before
went to
that.
the side.
Before that, he caught him with a knee right to the face. I think it was round one or round two. That was like I saw it connect flush. And that's when Gaethje was a little wobbled. He tried to hit him with this knee a couple of times, Habib, right once it connected. And after that, bro, Gaethje, props to him, went back, tried to go back to the game plan and start kicking Khabib's leg. As soon as he kicked that, I think Khabib couldn't take it, because the way he lunged at the leg, it was angry, it was desperate. It wasn't technique per se. It was more strength. Like, come here, motherfucker. Like,
but as soon as he caught him and they went down, then the technique kicked in. He took his back like it was like he was
like that.
not even a white belt.
Yep.
Like he took his back, then he mounted him, then he
put the triangle in, strapped that triangle in.
DC said, "Yep." DC said he's gonna go for an armbar. No, he's going for a triangle. He went for a triangle. I was like, what? Is he really going for a triangle? Yep. I never thought I was like, he's gonna go for a Kimura because he's known for that. But
no, bro, it's known that Gaethje doesn't have grappling. Mm-hmm. Gaethje does not know how to really grapple like jiu-jitsu. He knows wrestling a little bit, stuffing the takedown. They've been hyping him up, but if you look at the actual, his actual submission, or he doesn't have submission game. It's wrestling and just striking.
He tried it, but he even made it worse when the triangle was cinched in. He tried to slam Khabib, but it only made it worse. Like, it only got him.
He couldn't, because when he got up, you saw what Khabib did, right? Khabib grabbed his leg on the back of his knee just to kind of sit him down, so he can't even get up. So he got him, and that's when he was like choked.
He tapped out. He tapped out a couple of times. Why the hell did
it was more of like a tap / he's out. Like, he doesn't know what.
The replay, when they brought the replay, I think Khabib was like, he thought he was trying to punch him, and Khabib was like, he didn't do anything. But the camera angle, they brought it in, like in the live
he was
shot.
Out. He was out.
Bro, I saw him. He tapped out. Then he tapped out. And he went out.
And then it's the referee. It's not Khabib's job, man. It's the referee. When you saw him, he's like, but it wasn't too long. As soon as his hands went limp, the referee touched him. Leave him. But after he tapped twice, right? And amazing display of definitely pressure, ground game, and grappling. And he came in, He got the choke. As soon as he got that done with, bro, cried his fucking lungs and eyes out for his father, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, rest in peace. And pretty much decided to quit on us, bro. He decided to retire. What the fuck is that about, man?
There is no 30. No, man. He's not going to go to 30.
Okay, GSP next. Obvious. I was like, it is obvious. Did you even, before I even get to the real conversation, let's talk about some bullshit. Did you even see Kevin Lee's tweets saying that, I would have did. Get the fuck out of Kevin Lee. Shut the fuck up. Get some fucking wins in your fucking record. Get your shit going.
What was his last fight? What was his last fight? Did he get knocked out or submitted or something like that in his last fight?
No, I don't remember. Well, he was all hype after the Gillespie fight, right?
Yeah, he knocked out Gillespie when he was like with the Faraz Sahabi. After that, I think he lost.
He lost. He got choked out by that Brazilian kid.
Who was it?
Oliveira? No.
I don't think it's Gilbert
Burns. His name, but the Brazilian jiu-jitsu kid, he caught him.
Really? I think he got beat up.
He got beat up and he got choked, man. I think he got submitted. Kevin Lee, yes.
I remember him posting videos with a black eye. I was like, come on, man. We're back to square one.
Point is, he was talking a lot, acting like he should have been the 30-0 and he would have taken Khabib's. Get the fuck out of here. GSP.
Let him fight Michael Chandler. And then let's say what he's going to do with Khabib. Man, Michael Chandler would absolutely destroy
Let's see.
Kevin
Now
Lee.
it's interesting, right? Like, it's interesting in terms of everything that went down and him retiring. But, man, Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson, you got Justin
Poirier,
Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier. So McGregor is in the fucking mix. So there's a nice kind of top 5, top 6 fights for the lightweight division, right?
Let me just say something here. The UFC, they absolutely snaked. What's his name? The Burn guy. The Rocky what's his name? Rocky.
Who?
The win streak in welterweight. Rocky, man. The guy who lost to Kamaru Usman, but now they're just leaving him. They're not even giving him fights. Rocky, man.
Rocky?
Not Danny Robert.
Is he a white guy or a
Rocky.
black guy?
Nah, the black guy from England, Birmingham. He has a lisp and an accent. The Birmingham
Is he the
accent.
doctor dentist guy? No.
Nah, not dentist. I'm saying he has an 8-fight winning streak, man.
Okay.
His last loss was to Kamaru Usman, and now they gave
Leon Edwards.
Jorge
Leon
Masvidal,
Edwards.
Leon Edwards, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but I think I saw a post on Instagram. That said they've taken him out of the UFC rankings because he is inactive.
But
And
that was negotiations, bro.
And they left Conor McGregor, who is retired. They left him in the ranking. He's like third or something. Or like
no, you're right.
like
You're
that.
right. But I think
lightweight.
now you're right. But I think now they brought him back to the rankings because it was negotiation tactics. And Leon Edwards' next bout is versus Hamza Chimaev. It's a done deal.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's a done deal. But I think it was negotiation tactics because they took him off the ranking, and then he called out Hamza, and then they made that deal. Now he's back in the ranking. I'm like, okay.
Even
We're gonna see
that,
tomorrow,
man. Come
right?
on.
Tuesday's usually the rankings, like the updated ranking.
I don't respect or even look at the rankings until fight day. I look at fight day and that's it. But come on, man. They're going to give him Chimaev. Chimaev only got in like a couple of months ago. He got 8 win streak. Give him Kamaru Usman, man.
I know.
Like
no, but honestly though, I would definitely say Leon Edwards versus Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns shouldn't get a fucking fight right now. I'm just saying.
Nah, bro, come on. He deserved it, bro.
He knocked out 4 people or 3 people in a row, but he doesn't have Leon Edwards' streak, his ranking. Come on, let's keep it real. Gilbert Burns was inserted because he pretty much took Damian Maia out, which Damian Maia is not in the top 5. Let's keep it real, huh? Listen to this.
Yep.
From Damian Maia, where did he go to? Who did he fight next?
Tyron Woodley, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I'm saying. What the fuck is that? Woodley was coming down.
He saw the opportunity and he went in. Like
Perfect.
Even the fight made sense.
Perfect. So once the fight was done and he won, how is he the number 1 contender? He frog leaped everybody. Leon Edwards, blah blah blah. Everybody that was lining up for that. So
they don't want to push Leon Edwards, man.
They don't want him because I guess he doesn't have that star quality. He's in the UK. You got to be like a Darren Till or a Michael Bisping to sell in terms of the UFC's eyes. They're actually looking at it as if you can't sell, if you can't represent, if you're not a mouthpiece, if you don't have that public mass appeal.
He has Birmingham. Like, I don't know a lot of fighters there, but bro, it's a huge city. They can do it there, or they can do it in London. Maybe if they don't want to give him like a spotlight, they can do like a, let's say, middleweight title in London, and the co-main event Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards.
Yeah, but you have to look at it from a business standpoint, right? From a business standpoint, UK is not a big MMA scene. It's really soccer. It's really like that's the dominant. You got to look at it from
football. It's football. It's not soccer. It's football.
Yeah, there you go. So there's not a lot of, yes, everybody watches MMA, but not a lot of. It's not a big MMA scene, right? Most of these UK fighters, they'll go to further east to Europe to get into the MMA world.
They got Cage Warriors. They got Cage Warriors.
So they got their own promotion to be biased.
Is it Ireland? Cage Warriors is in Ireland or something?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it's in the UK.
I don't think it's Ireland.
It's the European guys like who come from.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you will call it a sub league or a sub promotion, right? It's not really on the
definitely to the
Bellator even level, right? That's what I would think. But in a way, they definitely are giving him a hard time. I'm seeing this, but let's keep it real. Hamza Chimaev is like a star now, right? Everybody's pushing kind of the machine, putting the machine behind him to push him ahead and give him hype. If Leon Edwards can come and upset that, first of all, he's going to make a lot of money. So I'm happy for him on that level. Fuck everything else, right? Ranking, whatever. But if they're paying him more, he's getting it. But second, that will put the spotlight on him. Everybody knew who Jorge Masvidal was, but nobody gave a fuck about him until he knocked out Darren Till in that crazy knockout in London or in Liverpool, wherever the fuck they were. So if he pretty much, because remember, the reason I'm saying Darren Till and Jorge is Jorge's been there. He has the number. He has the stats. Darren Till was a new prospect, but they were putting the machine behind him, and he was all hype. But as soon as Jorge Masvidal shut that fucking fight down, now he got noticed. Boom, knockout fucking, or give a 3-piece and a soda to Leon Edwards in the back. Oh, he's noticed now. Knockout fucking Ben Askren. Boom, he's a superstar. So in a way, Leon Edwards, if he pulls the upset against Hamza Chimaev, I think he has a chance because he has the stats to back him up. I think he'll be able.
If he loses his 8-fight win streak is like the only thing that he's standing upon, and just trying to get a title shot, that it will be taken away.
That's what I'm saying, though. In a way, it's kind of interesting to see how what are they, welterweights or middleweights? They're middleweights? No, welterweights.
He's a welterweight, but Chimaev is like he's fighting both weight classes.
No, I'm saying, but they're definitely gonna fight on the welterweight.
Yep.
Not the middleweight, yeah, because middleweight's pretty much Leon Edwards is welterweight. Well, I don't know if he's gonna do a catch weight or move up for him for that Chimaev fight. Interesting though, bro. But to be completely honest, man, this whole fight card was amazing. This pay-per-view, the international fights, the storylines, Khabib and the way he actually finished an illustrious career of 29-0, undefeated, undisputed lightweight, a UFC lightweight champion of the world, right? So in a way, shout out to that. We don't know. Let me tell you something, bro. Khabib is coming back for his 30. I'm telling you. Give him a year or two. Nah, let me tell you something. Why? GSP did the same shit, man. And I feel Khabib copy paste GSP's fucking
GSP obviously, like his father's dream was for him to fight GSP because GSP was the guy at that time when he was coming up. But GSP is getting older, man. He's not gonna come. He's an analyst. He's a French analyst with the UFC now. So I don't think
you gotta also remember GSP had a couple of issues, but he's not really a striker. He was a striker, but then he's a wrestler. Most of the style was grappling and wrestling. Some of the way you fight usually contributes to your longevity in the game, right? Like John Jones fucked up everybody, but only was in a few wars. Not a lot of issues. And he's getting up there, 36, 34, 35, 36, some shit like that, right? And age could be a factor if your body went through a lot of wars like some of those UFC fighters, right? But I definitely think Khabib, that's not going to be a factor for him, just because even those fights that he has been in were dominant. He never bled. He has injuries. He went through the injuries. Physically, I think he would be able. He's only 32 or 33 or whatever. He's young. So he can definitely come back, and even if it is honestly, I think maybe it could be also a boxing match. You never know. He's gonna retire from MMA.
Please no. Please no.
With his
that would be an absolute abysmal fight, a boxing match. Like, I'm not a boxing head. I don't know a lot about boxing, the sweet science. Sweet science, but man. He has a weird style, man. Like he would take down his opponent in the middle of the boxing match.
As soon as they knock him out, his MMA, his wrestling, Dagestan. Let's wrestle. Yo, congratulations to the champ one more time. undefeated, undisputed, UFC lightweight. I said lightweight champion of the world, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Illustrious career. Shout out to the champ. And let's wrap this up, bro. It's kind of it's pretty much a wrap up for UFC 254. Can't wait for the next event. The legend. The legend.
It's disappointing, man. Just retire. We'll talk about it later.
45, man.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Retire,
Okay.
You've done a lot. You've done a lot. Absolutely.
Let's see, brother. But UFC 254, man. That's a wrap up for it. Thank you for joining and sharing your advanced casual expertise, my good brother. Thank you everybody for joining in out there. Make sure to join us on the next episode of JEGANU MMA. JEGANU in the building. Oh, I got fucking stood up, man. I
said JEGANU MMA.
Hey, bro, you got stuck, my nigga. Peace.